press conference. You know, when we talk about especially funding in New York for our children, all across the state, it's ill, it's sick. And some of the symptoms that I'll talk about as mayor of Yonkers are the same symptoms that I dealt with when I was in the state legislature. It's something that we tried to fix, we were unable to fix, but it's going to be something that we're all going to have to work on together to try to get done. If you take the 4 cities outside of New York City, Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, and Yonkers, if you take Rochester, Buffalo, and Syracuse, and add what they get, this is a symptom, you add what they get from New York, together, combined, and Yonkers does not receive the same. Imagine that. Could you imagine that? What we are dealing with. And that's something that we've been fighting for 50 years. The changes that we've been fighting for, and we've been helping and working with our delegation because they recognize it better than anyone, and we are trying to get that done. So funding continues to be the area, and then at the same time, we're the only big city school district outside of New York that's growing. And so we grow, our funding stays the same or goes up just incrementally, which it has done in the last year or so, but we're not keeping pace. And when we don't keep pace, our kids couldn't possibly keep pace. And that's what we need to do, and that's something we're gonna have to fight for when we go to the state capitol and work in conjunction with our delegation. We have the greatest delegation in the state representing us. And I am so happy to know that when we go to Albany to fight for additional funding for our city, that they'll be there by my side. And to talk about testing real quick, listen, I as a legislator fought for testing because I thought there should be a benchmark. But what we've seen over the last, I don't know how many years, is that the stresses that are associated with this, that teachers are forced to teach to the test, and kids are forced to learn for the test. You know, the whole idea behind testing was to give us a benchmark. Because we had a benchmark of where our kids were, then we would know how to take those resources and where to apply them, where those resources should be applied. So for us to have testing the way it's done, in my opinion, is just ridiculous because it's just testing and for the sake of testing. But if we did some type of random scientific testing that was done across the board, then we would kind of know. Statistically, we would know, because as the teachers here know, statistics work, we would know where resources would need to be applied. And that would obviously lift the stress and provide the relief we need. And so I'm hopeful that the state Board of Regents will look at that as well. And then, of course, we have the best teachers. And despite the fact that they are dealing with stresses of the economics, they make it work. We have some of the best high school, one of the best high schools in America. We have some really great things happening in our school district, but at the same time, we have 70% of our children live at or below the rate of poverty, and that is something that has to be addressed and can only be addressed by working together at our federal and state level. So I want to say, just to know that you have a partner here, that we're going to continue to fight shoulder to shoulder with you, not just at the state, not just at the city, but at the federal level too. We have a lot of work to do, and what's at stake here are the lives and the future of our children, and I think we all know that that is our #1 priority. So thank you, good to see you.